Hello everyone and welcome back to a new week of Road to TCG Worlds 2016 where I finally, thanks to Yellow Swallow, a fellow PokeTuber who's dedicating himself to the TCG, he was kind enough to lend me his Jolteon EXs to record this week's videos. So yeah, huge props to him. Really nice guy, really awesome uploads. So I'll leave his channel in the description below in case you want even more TCG content. And okay, so I decided to pair Jolteon EX, which has a really nice attack flash rate, which does 70 damage and prevents all damage done to his Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So you basically shut down a lot of the powerful EXs, you shut down Halucha potentially, but most importantly, you shut down Night March, which has definitely gained a lot of momentum with the new tools at its disposal through the new set. So hopefully Jolteon EX can kind of compensate for that, along with Manectric EX, which was already a pretty good card against Night March, and will be able to pull off a pretty sweet week here. Now, as always, we are running the Mega Manectric EX, Turbo Bolt 110, amazing attack, allows you to power up benched Pokemon, so pretty amazing card overall. Manectric EX, the pre-evolution, is definitely really good on its own as well. Assault Laser, with all the Pokemon tools running around, is most likely a 2-hit KO on absolutely all the EX Pokemon. And the Fighting Fury belts don't allow the Pokemon from Night March to survive the Assault Laser because of the fact that it does 60 more damage if they have the Fighting Fury belt. And we have one Raikou as a supporting cast, I guess. It could be a third Jolteon EX. It's not 100% necessary, but it's nice to have the variety and especially a non-EX attacker. And as the supporting cast as well, we have Hoopa EX to allow us to set up fetches our Jolteon EXs, our Mega Manectrics and everything like that, and our mandatory 2 Shaman EX. Now, as far as supporters go, we are running a Battle Compressor heavy engine, so we are running our 4 Sycamore, but aside from that, we're only running 1 Professor Birch and 1 Judge in order to give us a few options. And we are running the 2 Lysander, which are obviously very nice and also pretty much mandatory in order to KO whatever is a potential threat. Now we have our lovely 4 Versus Seeker, our lovely 4 Ultra Ball, our lovely 4 Trainer's Mail, and our lovely 4 Battle Compressor. Now I really think Battle Compressor will be important in helping us out to get our energy in the discard pile so that Mega Manectric can power up our benched attackers. It will also allow us to get the most out of our supporter cards potentially to get us out of a weird situation where we only have first Seeker in the beginning of the game, and towards the end of the game it will allow us to thin out our deck in order to be able to get the cards we actually do need to close out games. Aside from that, as our tech cards, we have 3 Rough Seas. I really would love to have a 4th one in the deck, but I just couldn't fit it in. I also have 2 Mega Turbos in order to support Mega Manectric, because sometimes Mega Manectric out of the blue can really turn things around. 2 Max Potion, because we're already recovering our energy, so there's really no harm in running them, and it allows for an even cleaner cycle of Mega Manectrics and Jolteon EXs, which also have a free retreat. So definitely very good card in here. And finally 1 Escape Rope, because a lot of our Pokemon do have free retreat, so we can potentially mess our opponent's setup and plan through the Escape Rope. And finally we have our 3 mandatory Spirit Links for our Mega Manectrics, and 2 Assault Vests in order to further protect our Pokemon from Night March, from all the Pokemon that use DCE and things like that. So without further ado, I haven't made any changes to the deck, so let's get right into the versus ladder. Now, I haven't had time to play a lot of the ladder, so I really doubt I will get to the full art N, which is unfortunate because it's a card I don't have. But what are you gonna do? I mean, regular ends work pretty much the same, so it's not going to be a huge loss. And yeah, as you guys watch this video on Monday, potentially, and we're up against a person who's called Pablo as well. As you guys watch this, next Saturday is finally a TCG Regional Championship in Mexico. Finally, tournaments are starting to pick up again. I don't know what I'm going to be using, but I really want to do well. So I'm going to dedicate a lot of my play testing time. I'm done with the video game for now, because I'm already overqualified to Worlds, and a day 2 invite, like a day 2 direct invite to the VGC World Championships would mean that I would need to be probably like a finalist at my national championship. So the rest of the tournaments are not too important at the moment. So I'm pretty okay with now focusing all my efforts into the upcoming regionals, because I definitely do feel confident that I can get a day 2 invite for the TCG. Now, we got a pretty awesome hand, honestly. Definitely a nice change of pace from last week, where it seemed like we were relying a lot on top decks. And do I want the Ultra Ball? I don't think so. I mean, I could get rid of the Lightning. The question is, do I want the Assault Vest? I don't think I do. Yeah, because what I want is actually Flash Energies. And the Mega Turbo can kind of compensate for the loss of energy if I don't draw another one. So, what do I get here? Do I go for Hoopa? I guess I do go for Hoopa to guarantee my Mega Manectric, and I will get myself a Jolteon. Although I don't think Jolteon EX will be too useful right now, because of the fact that we have an inherent advantage against the Yveltals from our opponent's deck. But I don't think it will hurt us to get it out. So we're gonna have a full bench. Now I'm starting to realize we only have one switching card for that Hoopa, so that could definitely be a big liability and might make me make a change mid-week. Wow. Towards an end. Now like, I was counting on drawing something, you know. Now we have our 2 Mega Turbos in our deck. We are halfway through our deck and still no supporter and no nothing. And now I really don't like my position here. I mean, an energy top deck would be okay. A Bile Compressor top deck would be okay as well, because I could waste both Mega Turbos. But that definitely did not work out like I intended it to. Drawing that second Jolteon EX, that second Mega Manectric, an Ultra Ball, which is now pretty much useless. Yeah, definitely not good. And we have a full bench, which means Zoroark is going to do max damage now. So that's also something I was not considering. And the reason why I probably should not have even gone for Hoopa. But my opponent actually kind of helps me out by playing the Parallel City, and it doesn't make sense to play Parallel City with Zoroark, I don't think. I'm not entirely sure what's the reasoning behind that. But hey. Target Whistle, wow. So yeah. Pretty questionable deck choices. Deck list choices for my opponent. He says he made a mistake. but he's gonna get Gallad, so I don't see what the mistake is. He has the Gallad in the discard pile, he gets his 5 fresh cards. So he got the turn 1 Gallade. Why is he saying he made a mistake? Now, our flash energies are definitely going to be very, very crucial in this match. And wow, if he has a way to retreat, okay, he doesn't, but he could have potentially KO'd us right away. Now, I do get to KO the Zorua, but at what cost, man? It might actually cost me my Mega Manectric. And I'm not gonna be able to power up anything. Yikes. But I still have to because of what I have currently in my hand. I cannot afford not to take a KO. So I'm gonna be forced to Turbo Bolt. And then this upcoming turn, I do get an energy, but as long as he gets one supporter, he KOs my Mega Manectric. And for me to even threaten him, I need the flash energy. Now, he's already played the supporter, so he's gonna get the KO with Gallade. And yeah, very, very bad position that we're in right now. Extremely bad position. And very fortunate for him that he got the turn 1 Gallade. I mean, so many things that could go wrong did go wrong, that we're definitely now paying for that. And I might have to potentially sacrifice a Pokemon, and yeah, he's gonna be down to 2 prizes. And I require the flash energy to even stand a chance against this Gallade. And we're gonna be 4 prizes behind. Unless I miraculously top deck a flash energy and a Spirit Link. I'm not liking my odds right now. I'm really, really not liking my odds at the moment. Now, I mean, we can come back, but there's definitely a lot of different scenarios where, like, it's probably what, a 9-to-1 chance that we lose this game. I mean, we have to top deck like a god right now, like an absolute god. The Assault Vest will not protect any of my Pokemon at all. And yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the Jolteon and the energy. I need to find my other Shaymin EX, and I need to find a Spirit Link so that I don't lose my turn. And I need to find a Flash Energy. So, I guess I'll attach the Assault Vest to the active Pokemon, and I need those 2 cards. Otherwise, this is going to be a definite loss. I'm under half my deck, and I still have not seen a single supporter, guys. I have not seen a single supporter. How unfortunate can you get? It's ridiculous, guys. It's absolutely ridiculous. But it's what happens to me every time, so I shouldn't be too surprised. At least we did get the Raikou, which could potentially help us. Gonna get rid of a Sycamore so that our Versus Seekers can potentially be outs to draw cards. I mean, the Ultra Ball doesn't help us either. The Ultra Ball doesn't help us either, and neither does the Battle Compressor. And once again, I'm gonna be left energyless. Gonna be left energyless. My max potions are going to be really not useful either. Gonna get rid of the other Battle Compressor, and I guess 1 Lysander, because Lysander doesn't help. I'm gonna get rid of both Lysanders because I can't get them back through Reverse Seekers, and They don't mean anything if we're not gonna take a KO, as long as that Zoroark is in play. So that gives us the best odds of getting out of the situation we're in. But I definitely do not have high hopes. The Raikou stall here is useful. If he gets a Lysander, then that's going to 100% be game. But it looks like he doesn't get it through the trainer's mail. This might be an Ultra Ball for a Shaman in order to try and fetch it out. Oh boy. But not a good start to the week, definitely. Our bad start? I mean, well, rather, our starting hand looked amazing, but then I got absolutely nothing out of the first Shaman. I got a lot of Pokemon and that was it. And he got the turn 1 Gallade. So both of those things made it so that we're in this absolutely horrible position. He's actually using 2 target whistles. Pretty weird. He has the Versus Seeker. Does he have a Lysander in his discard pile? No, he's gonna Sycamore, okay. So we really need a huge top deck. We need a Sycamore top deck. Or maybe a Flash Energy top deck. Maybe. That would maybe give us a chance. But I have so many outs. I have 4 Verseekers as outs, 3 Sycamores. I even have a Birch. I have a Judge. I have 2 Trainer's Mail still in there. I have the 3 Flash Energy. So almost 1 out of every 2 cards can potentially help us. The question is, can we get it? That is the big question here. He actually discards a Lysander, meaning he will be able to Verseeker next turn. So even more important to have a Flash Energy. Definitely our next card is going to determine the outcome of the game. And even then, we are very big underdogs. Very big underdogs. My opponent is taking his sweet time during his turn. Finally, he uses Sensitive Blade to attack. Deals a ton of damage to Raikou. And okay, there's Jolteon EX active. Let's see what we top deck. Lightning Energy. So, because of the fact that he's going to have access to the Lysander, I mean, I really don't think we can win this match. I really don't think we can win this match. Because we're not even going to take a KO. It's going to be down to 1 price. We can potentially KO the Gallade next turn. But all he needs is a double colorless and a Lysander to KO my Shaman with Zoroark. Unless I don't bench anything else. Because then he would do 100 damage. Like barely not a KO. But then we'd be at a huge risk of another Lysander. He does bench an Yveltal. I wonder what we're going to top deck. I really do wonder. I mean, he could misplay and maybe... Wow, he discards a DCE. That's definitely not good. He's probably digging for the Lysander, or for the Verseeker rather. Wait, he benched Shaman but didn't use it? How does that even... What? Okay, there's a Verseeker. So. Oh wow, he's gonna get a second Gallade out. But he only has 1 DC left. I mean, I don't agree with that play. I guess I do, maybe. Out of 5 cards, he most definitely has access, and he has Premonition, so you have to assume he will have the DC next turn. You have to assume so. There's 1, there's 2 in play. My top deck is a Max Potion. No, and I clicked the wrong attack. I'm just gonna concede. He needed a DC to win. I had no chance. I can't believe I clicked over him as well. So yeah, not a great start. I would argue that the matchup doesn't play like that at all, especially with the flash energies. But we did not use one supporter. We did not use one supporter during the whole game. We had 20 cards left in our deck, and all Verse Seekers and all Sycamores and everything was in there. So what are you going to do? That's just better now than at regional championships, right? Better now than at regional championships. So now it seems like we're up against one of those Turbo Entei decks, which are a very, very big threat. But our Assault Vests could come in handy in this upcoming match. And definitely Jolteon EX. Like, Jolteon EX could be the big MVP here, because of the fact that presumably his only attackers are Entei and Charizard. So a single Jolteon EX could seal the game for us. A single Jolteon EX could seal the game for us, absolutely. So it is Entei, and we top the Jolteon. So it's gonna take me 3 turns to power up the Jolteon, where he could potentially Lysander it up. But I think it's worth it to just manually power up and not bench anything else. And I'm even going to judge him, because the less explosive turn 1 he has, the better. And reducing his hand down to 2 is definitely useful for us. Now, let's see what we get with the Trainer's Mail. Nothing too useful. I guess I'll get the Compressor. And since I am giving up on the Manectric option, discarding the Mega Turbo and the Compressor is not the end of the world. I'm gonna get a Shaman here. There is one Shaman price, so I have to take that in mind. Keep that in mind, rather. And I mean, I could play my Stadium, but I know he plays his own Stadiums, and I might need more than a turn to heal up and things like that. So now I'm pretty content with what we got. We can judge him next turn, we have enough energy. So I think we're good for now. I really think we might be okay. I mean, I don't think he has any way besides Lysander to bypass Jolteon EX's effect. So one Jolteon EX should win us the match. Just the one Jolteon EX. He's able to recover from the judge through that Shaman, so props to him. And as long as I don't attach a Flash Energy to Jolteon, his Assault Vests will be 100% useless, which is also something very good. It's gonna Compressor, so yeah, he is going to get that super explosive turn 1, where you see your opponent play for like 5 minutes in real life, and he has to make a lot of decisions and a lot of discarding and blacksmith and things like that. So he could potentially get the KO on my Raikou right now, but he actually attaches a... yeah, he's gonna get the KO. But I mean, I can't even sacrifice my Shaman here. I really don't mind. He's gonna Heat Tackle for the KO. Definitely scary, because if he has the Lysander to KO my Jolteon, we could be in a lot of trouble, actually, if he has that. But I still feel... I mean, he has 3 cards in hand. He will need a Muscle Band and a Lysander off of a 3-card hand in order to win. And I mean, I guess I will Ultra Ball, and get rid of the Sycamore and the Rough Seas for a Manectric EX, just in case. I need that as a kind of a backup plan. But I think as long as we are patient here, we should be good. He has 4 cards. Acrobike. He needs a Lysander and a Muscle Band. It discards a Verse Seeker. Lysander and Muscle Band. Out of 4 cards. Out of 3 cards. Okay. He heat tackles. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. Let me just make sure. During your opponent's next turn, prevent all damage done to his Pokemon by attacks from basic Pokemon. So yeah. I can just Flash Ray forever and I will win. 100% sure I will win. The best he can do is potentially stall out turns through its first attack by reducing my damage output. But there's nothing else he can do here. There's absolutely nothing else he can do here. He's gonna Sky Return, save his Entei. But, I mean, he has to realize this. Sky Return does absolutely no damage. He's gonna sacrifice this Entei. I mean, I could bench the Manectric, but there's no need. There's really no need. He can't stop this effect through Hex Maniac. He cannot stop it. I mean, I have no benched Pokemon, so he cannot Escape Rope and then Lysander. Or Lysander and then Escape Rope. I have 3 Verse Seekers in my hand, but yeah, he's gonna Flame Screen to reduce the damage. It only delays the inevitable. So now he's just wasting both of our times. I mean, surely he must realize this. He cannot do anything about this. He runs no evolutions. I mean, he's not gonna run a 1-1 Pyro line. He's definitely not gonna do that. I mean, he would have gone for the thing right now already. I guess he could Bursting Balloon. Like 3 Bursting Balloons would make it so that I would KO myself. But he's just attaching even more energies to Entei. So Bursting Balloon could potentially be something that helps my opponent, but he would need 3 Bursting Balloons. He would need 3 of them. Yeah. It's just attaching energy to reduce his cards in hand. He is going for the Bursting Balloon. I think that's what he's going for. But I really don't mind. He doesn't get it. But he's gonna reduce the damage once more. No need for me to attach the Flash Energy. Thank you, Zach, for the nice reminder. And now he's 10 damage away from a KO. And if it comes down to decking for some reason, he decks himself out first. He hasn't played another basic Pokemon. Shaman is 1 KO'd by Jolteon. Entei cannot damage me. It's gonna Blacksmith 2 more energy, or just 1 energy on 20. So yeah, this game is won. Now my opponent is just doing this to be a bit foolish. And yeah, this is why Jolteon EX is a really good card. Like, it can just auto-win you some games like this one. I mean, if you got this setup against Night March or against Entei or against non-Gala Yveltal, something like that, there is absolutely no way your opponent can't get out of the lock and you auto-win. As long as you power up Jolteon EX, you auto-win. So there you go. A pretty simple victory, but that's the beauty of Jolteon EX, and that's why we are featuring it during this week. So that's 2 games for today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in tomorrow's Spanish video for more Jolteon EX action, and please leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.